What's up, everybody? This is Neil Real, and this is Let's Please God, the ministry that helps you stay right with God, find victory over sin, and grow in your maturity in Christ Jesus. Today, we are talking about 10 surprising health benefits of sex. Why am I talking about this? Because sex is very important to a marriage and a family and the building of society. If you're not having good sex, that's going to affect you in a very negative way. So I want to talk about sex in general, sexual intercourse between men and women in a marriage relationship. And I just wanted to share 10 surprising health benefits of sex. This is from webmd.com. And I'm just going to read a few points here and just kind of, give my take on it. So the number one reason here, the first reason here says helps keep your immune system humming. Sexual active people take fewer 6 days, says Yvonne K. Fulbright, PhD, a sexual health expert. People who have sex have higher levels of what defends your body against germs, viruses, and other intruders. Researchers at Wilkes University in Pennsylvania found that college students who had sex once or twice a week had higher levels of a certain antibody compared to students who had sex less often. You should still do all the other things that you make your immune system happy, such as eat right, stay active, get enough sleep, keep up your vaccinations. I don't recommend that. We know these vaccinations have a lot of poisons in them. And then it says use a condom if you don't know both of your STD statuses. All right, well, this is about marriage, so not necessarily applicable for that. But it boosts your immune system. Number two, boosts your libido. Longing for a more lively sex life? Having sex will make sex better and will improve your libido, says Lauren Stretcher, MD. She is an assistant clinical professor of obstetrics and gynecology at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine in Chicago. For women, having sex ups vaginal lubrication, blood flow, and elasticity, she says, all of which make sex feel better and help you crave more of it. So if you want to increase your libido, have more sex. All right. Number three, improves women's bladder control. A strong pelvic floor is important for avoiding incontinence, something that will affect about 30% of women at some point in their lives. Good sex is like a workout for your pelvic floor muscles. When you have an orgasm, it causes contractions in those muscles, which strengthens them. Right? Orgasms are very important. Okay, ladies, you can have orgasms. That's one of the things that, in some circles, they don't think it's even possible. But that's supposed to happen when you have sex. You're supposed to have an orgasm. Number four, lower your blood pressure. Researchers suggest a link between sex and lower blood pressure, says Joseph J. Pinezone, MD. He is a CEO and medical director of AMEA Wellness. Continues to say here that there have been many studies, he says. One landmark study found that sexual intercourse, specifically, not masturbation, lowered systolic blood pressure. That's the first number on your blood pressure test. So keep up the sex. Number five, it counts as exercise. Sex is really a great form of exercise, Pine Zone says. It won't replace the treadmill, but it counts for something. Sex uses about 5 calories per minute, 4 more calories than watching TV. It gives you a 1-2 punch. It bumps up your heart rate and uses various muscles. So get busy. You may even want to clear your schedule to make time for it on a regular basis. Like with exercise, consistency helps maximize the benefits, Pine Zone says. Number six, sex lowers heart attack risk. A good sex life is good for your heart. Besides being a great way to raise your heart rate, sex helps keep your estrogen and testosterone levels in balance. When either one of those is low, you begin to get lots of problems like osteoporosis and even heart disease, Pinezone says. Having sex more often may help. During one study, men who had sex at least twice a week were half as likely to die of heart disease as men who had sex rarely. All right. Number seven, it lessens pain. Before you reach for an aspirin, try an orgasm. Orgasm can block pain, says Barry P. Komisaruk, PhD, a distinguished service professor at Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. It releases a hormone that helps raise your pain threshold. Stimulation without orgasm can also do the trick. We found that vaginal stimulation can block chronic pain and leg pain. And many women have told us that genital self-stimulation can reduce menstrual cramps, arthritic pain, and in some cases even headache. And I've heard this in many other countries, third world countries. The wife may have a migraine headache. She's gonna run into her husband and say, "Hey, give me an orgasm," because she knew that would relieve it. So this stuff is important. Sex is very important. All right. Number 8, may make prostate cancer less likely. Going to the gusto may help ward off prostate cancer. Men who ejaculated frequently, at least 21 times a month, were less likely to get prostate cancer during one study, which was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. You don't need a partner to reap this benefit. Sexual intercourse, nocturnal emission, and masturbation were all part of the equation. It's not clear that sex was the only reason that mattered in that study. Lots of factors affect cancer risk, but more sex won't hurt. Number 9, it improves sleep. You may nod off more quickly after sex, and for good reason. After orgasm, the hormone prolactin is released, which is responsible for the feelings of relaxation, and sleepiness after sex, says Sheeny M. Barda, MD. She is a psychiatrist in West Hollywood, California. Number 10, good sex eases stress. Being close to your partner can soothe stress and anxiety. That's her name. Barda says touching and hugging can release your body's natural feel-good hormone. Sexual arousal releases a brain chemical that revs up your brain's pleasure and reward system. Sex and intimacy can boost your self-esteem and happiness. And Barra says it's not only a prescription for a healthy life, but a happy one. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because this is very important to a happy family, a happy marriage, and a happy society, okay, when we have proper sex within marriage. But I also want to talk about why it's not happening, and that will segue into my next talk later on. So what are the reasons that you're not having good sex? Which is, and the good sex would mean high arousal, strong erections, and then powerful orgasms. So those are the things that need to be necessary for you to be having good sex. And so what will be the reasons why? Well, there are 3 reasons mainly, and the one, you're not attracted to your spouse. That's one. The second reason would be you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to have sex. So you have bad experiences. It may have been painful. The sex is short, things of that nature. And then finally, you're suffering from sexual repression. And that's what my next talk will be about. Because I think a lot of people, especially Christians and religious people, and anybody that's grown up in a Anglo-Saxon society has been affected by sexual repression. Okay. And you may think you haven't, but I encourage you to check out the next sermon, because it's definitely going to open your eyes to why you may feel a certain way about sex. And just the fact that sex is taboo, still a taboo subject, it comes from sexual repression. And so just to give you a preview, sexual repression comes from religion, okay? And it ultimately comes from Satan, and it's designed to destroy what we just talked about earlier. These 10 good reasons why you should be having sex, and why you should be having fun with it, and why it should be something that is happening for you on a regular basis, and it's pleasurable, and it's healthy, and it increases your life. So the enemy doesn't want you to have that. So sexual repression is what a lot of people struggle with. They don't even know it, and the whole society is kind of under it, even though a lot of people are having sex, and we seem to be sexually free now. There's still sexual repression, and a lot of that sexual freeness actually comes from sexual repression. You can repress a person so much that they just go out and they become a whore, or they become a whoremonger, because they've been held down in oppressions for so long. So those are the 10 reasons. I'm gonna go over them again. Number 1, it keeps your immune system humming. Number 2, it boosts your libido. Number 3, it improves women's bladder control. Number 4, it lowers your blood pressure. Number 5, it counts as exercise. Number 6, it lowers heart attack risk. Number 7, it lessens pains via orgasm or stimulation. Number 8, it may make your prostate cancer less likely. Number 9, it improves your sleep. Number 10, it eases stress. So good sex is very important to a marriage and to the family, and then ultimately to society. Okay. And unfortunately, we have these few reasons here is that's causing a breakdown in sexual intercourse and pleasure and good sex with couples and marriages. So one of the reasons I believe is sexual repression, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in more detail next. But I just want to get this information out to you, and stay tuned. And till next time, walk in the spirit and be blessed.